Welcome back, Fuego Beats, and that was Bigger Skills, repping BX NYC. Bigger Skills is doing it big. You know, he's doing a lot of stuff right now up in New York. He has some videos dropped. You know what I'm saying? Check him out on YouTube. Check him out at facebook.com/Bigger Skills. He always got his tracks and the videos he do on there. So check it out, man. Bigger Skills. That's BIGGASKILLZ. Alright? So, yo, this subject I want to get on right now is something that I always tell everybody. Sometimes a person's past could mess up their future, and everybody now associated with their future is affected by it too. You know what I'm saying? So, there was a subject, not a subject, but an incident that happened over in Sacramento. I guess it was 12 years back when there was a school fight at this high school, and the guy, I won't say, I guess, you know, maybe not know, you know, he didn't know what he was doing at the time or what, but the guy basically beat down another dude and was robbing him. Okay, he robbed him, whatever like that. So since he robbed the guy, what ended up happening was the guy got seriously injured and ended up, they said, having the mind of a 10-year-old. So the guy who originally, you know, fought the guy and everything, he was arrested for the way he robbed him and beat him, and he did 5 years. Now that was when he was 16 years old. Okay, so when the guy was 16 years old, he beat down this other student. So what ended up happening, okay, is that the dude that beat the guy down, now 12 years later, which is recently, you know, like the other day, he got rearrested for murder now because the man died that he had beat down 12 years ago in high school when they were both 16. He died, they're saying because of his injuries that he sustained back in high school. So now the dude is charged with murder who originally gave him those injuries. Now he did his 5 years for the assault and robbery and all like that. Now he's charged with murder because of this same incident. Now I don't know how legal this is. I don't know if he can get off. I really don't know. I really don't know. But it's just weird because you ask yourself, why in the hell do you rob another student who lives in the same area that you live in? So obviously their bread is not big. Not only that, but why you rob anybody anyway? How much money could a 16-year-old have anyway on him in school? Let's be real. Ain't nobody banking like that unless they're hustling or something. And you can tell by the dude wasn't hustling. So whatever, he beat him down. He did all that. And you just ask yourself, well, why would he, you know, why would they come back on him 12 years later to arrest him? Now, dude, 27, 28 now. And he sits there and he's rearrested for the same crime, but now it's a different punishment. It's murder now. Now, he wasn't in a coma for all this time. I can understand that. But I'm just kind of knowing if it's legal for that to happen. Because it's crazy. Now, it's just weird because, you know, the man in that we're talking about that, you know, fought the other guy, you know, last name Mason. So my man Mason, you know, fought the dude. And so the dude dies now. 12 years later, you know, Mason is completely recharged himself. You know, now he's somebody different. He's not of that. He got kids, got a wifey, all of that. Now he has, you know, he gets picked up, decent job, doing his business. You know, he's I guess he's a citizen now, and he's not, you know, a bad guy. So then he gets re-pulled. Now his name is slandered now for something that happened 12 years ago, and he may go down for murder. Now, no doubt, he's probably gonna do 15, maybe less or whatever. But he got to go back into the system again. Now, mind you, he's leaving his new family that didn't even know what happened, didn't even know nothing happened. His kids. But that's what I mean by your past could haunt you in many ways. You know, I know a dude that got in a fight with somebody in high school and they was like 32. Now this was like senior year, 17 years old. Dude, 15 years later, this dude tried to shoot dude. They saw each other at a gym, tried to shoot him. Now he wasn't successful, he didn't shoot him. But the point is, things that you do. And this was the guy who was getting shot at was actually a bully. Was talk all that nonsense. So things you do will creep up on you in the future. I'm telling you. You know, there's movies like that. There's movies about people that was teased and all of a sudden they just... Shit, the movie Valentine. Right there. If y'all ever seen that movie, that's about a geek that got clowned and he went back for revenge. You know, this happens. And not just that, you don't know how powerful that family is, because I'm not sure, you know, I don't know about any color issues or nothing, but I know that that family went for justice. Obviously, because it's 12 years ago. So unless you keep the exact same doctors that you had from back then, how are they to know that this guy Mason did those, you know, hit that guy and beat him down and did all like that? Obviously, the family was like, nah, we ain't letting this go. It's because of you. He had this problem. Now, he beat him so bad that he had the brain of a 10-year-old. Now, something is wrong with dude. You're going to beat somebody like that. Yo, robbery, we all know. You know, we all been around the street stuff. We know it don't take nothing to say, yo, give me your stuff. You could have a knife, gun, whatever the case is. But to beat somebody down like that, to get them brain damage, you something's wrong with your head anyway. So your parents should have got you help. And when you thought that rehabilitation did it, but it was too late because you already did this. Now, family knows a person's crazy. When a kid is just jumping on you at 4 years old, doing stupid stuff, and he's going to jump off a stairway at 10 years old and literally make somebody hurt. You know, I know little kids, you know, kindergarten, pushing little kids off the monkey bars. Then they become 12, 13 years old. They take it further. They might jab a pencil in your arm. At that moment, the kid, the parent is like, yo, something wrong with my child. Let me take them to the doctor. Now let's see what's up. Let's pray to God. Let's do all of this before it becomes something like this. And something was wrong with my man Mason for him to do that. You know, but that falls on parents because I'm sure he showed signs. I don't care. He showed signs of something wrong with him, but now it's too late. And now, you know, you got to feel sorry for the wifey and kids because now they got to suffer for what he did. They ain't got no father. They ain't got no provider. You know, I don't know how long it's going to do. Like I said, I doubt he do life, but just the point. And now another dude's life is taken away. Now, I don't know what beef they had, but yo, in high school, how much beef can you have? Like, seriously, I mean, yo, we all had little beefs in high school, but it wasn't that serious. It wasn't that serious that you need to go to that. You know, you took that dude's life away from him, period, you know. So, you know, on the flip side, you know, to what I was saying earlier about, I don't know if this is legal, that you could come back on it. But see, they ain't charged him with murder before. It's a different charge. You know, because we all know that double jeopardy thing, where if he was charged with murder and say he got let go or whatever, they can't recharge him with the same thing. From what I know about double jeopardy. But in this case, I don't think it's double jeopardy because it's a whole different charge. Before it was probably robbery, assault, and maybe attempted. But now it's murder. Now it's murder. You know, and these people want justice. They want to see you suffer because their family's going to suffer forever. Okay? They're going to suffer forever off that. I mean, dude couldn't have a family. I mean, they look at you, you have a family, you got all like that. And you did this to their child, their brother, their cousin, whatever, grandson. You know, so I can understand their pain and everything. But I'm definitely, I'm sorry, I'm swallowing and all that. I'm really interested in seeing how this plays out. I want to see how they're going to try him. What, you know, I'm gonna keep that up to date, and possibly even, you know, maybe we can get something, you know, spoken from one of the fams or something like that, man. I've been on my research. I got Kiki researching, you know, different stuff. She's good with grabbing people, so we might, like I said before, we got a couple in the mix that we're gonna do when we have a story like this or anything like that. We're gonna try to actually go after these people and see if we can set up something to just talk about this. You know, to, if anything, to teach kids that stuff will come back on you, and also to enlighten parents. You know, because I'm 28. Feel me? So if I'm 28, this dude, I mean, we have a kid. You know, I know people that had kids when they were 12 to 15. So if you had a kid when you was 15, they in high school, they're about to be, or in high school now. So this is your chance. You need to learn this. You know, my kids are small, 2 and 1, but I still need to know about all it. Because if they show signs of something's wrong, you got to take care of it. And this even goes for family. A lot of people, you know, use drugs, did all like that, and they didn't think, oh, you know, because, you know, we stopped it or whatever, it's not in our kids, you know, because they didn't grow up with us as crackheads. But you know, that drug was in your DNA, which went into their bloodstream. You know what I'm saying? That's in you. There's a possibility that could have affected them in some way. It don't affect everybody the same way, you know, but in this case, something happened. Now, I'm not blaming his parents. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm quite sure school or something he showed, like, was something was wrong with him. Even if it was hanging out with the wrong crew, the school should have said something. And not saying they didn't. They might have, and the parents didn't want to listen. But you know, that subject right there was just wild. I'm like, you know, he does something a minute ago, and it comes back on him. But like I said, the past will come and haunt you, and for good purposes sometime also. It will haunt you, your past, regardless, good or bad. So, yo, just know that, everybody, all the kids out there and everything, just know that right there. Because that is definitely some wild stuff right there. But, yo, right now I'm going to get in the track by Josiah, and I'm going to hit y'all back. Peace.
Justice League.
The block! I ain't got no water here. It's okay. Stepped up, I'm in the zone. Lights, camera, action. Josiah on. Sunglasses. Hopped out the airplane, still haven't landed yet. All about my green, guess I'm on my NY jet. Prepping that block team, supporting that project. Beating on these Pro Tools, yeah, we having great sex. Homie, I'ma go hard to that song Orgas. Hitting 100 miles per minute to that damn car crash. But first, I'ma eat this track for the night pass. Yeah, I'm a Reggie on this push for our car dash. Got by to get the gas. Nah, put it in Red Rider Hood's basket, so she could deliver right back to the master. Send my condolences to Silly King Arthur. The sweetest thing I ever known. Rap seems so easy with Josiah on. Don't have to speak my language, Rosetta Stone. Just leave it on the beat and watch how the street go. Watch how the street go. Watch how the block go. Watch how the people go. Watch how Josiah go. Go, 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 go. Alright, okay. Let's go. Stepped up, I'm in the zone. Lights, camera, action. Josiah on. I came up, I'm too grown. They still sleeping, they could dream on. I'm the worst nightmare with the nice wear. Never fight fair, can't knock me off the high chair or the high horse while I'm working on God's course. Going double XL whenever I'm in the source. Going hard like intercourse, I'm at the door. Forcing my way in whenever I set it up. These niggas pissed though, flip my money missed though. These clones been so, let me get my bitch. I know it, homie, I've been on. Sitting on the Kingston, living in the high life, playing my theme song. As I lay it down beautiful. Didn't need the green light to get the cue to go. Go, go, watch how the street go. Go, go, watch how the block go. Go, go, watch how the side go. Go.